ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first ever episode of Between the Lines. I'm Connor Burns, and right away, thank you so much for clicking on this first episode, Between the Lines. If you have no idea what the hell this is mine and MyBookie's sports betting show for college football Saturdays and NFL Sundays. And my God, this week, week one of the college football season, do we have a lot to talk about? So many ranked matchups, so many great games. And then on the NFL side of things, I know the NFL, they don't start till Thursday, but we got to get our NFL futures placed. Going back to college football, we'll get to the NFL towards the end of the video, but going back to college football, what better way to start than the marquee matchup of the entire weekend? The reason why we are getting up early on Saturday, Ohio State, Texas, number 1 versus number 3 in the shoe. Ohio State opens this game as 2.5-point favorites. Another disclaimer about this show: some lines might move from when this is posted to when it's uploaded. And if I change any of my picks, I will post about it on the MyBookie socials. The over-under in this game is also sitting at 47.5. And the team that I want to talk about first is the Ohio State Buckeyes. But not only are they the Ohio State Buckeyes, they are the national champion Ohio State Buckeyes. But are they? Are they the same team from last year? You see, that's where I'm starting to question myself. When you go and look at their track record this offseason, they lost themselves a decent amount of talent, a lot to the NFL. They lost some to the transfer portal as well. Jack Sawyer, Tre'Davion Henderson, Will Howard, Denzel Burke. I threw Michigan on there. I'm not a Michigan fan myself. I do not like Michigan one bit, but it was pretty funny. Come on now. But on top of that, they also lost 3 of their assistant coaches, including their offensive and defensive coordinators, which is a brutal blow to this squad, and Justin Fry, their offensive line coach as well. And it has me sitting here thinking, does this Buckeye team has what it takes to run it back, to do what they did last year? And well, honestly, they did bring in a decent amount of talent. I'm a bit worried about the quarterback situation at Ohio State, but there is a reason why they start off the season ranked 3rd in the country. Let's just say that. But in this game, talking specifically about Ohio State versus Texas on Saturday, there is a lot of talent on that other side of the ball on that Texas team as well. And there is one man who we need to talk about, and you already know who I'm going to bring up, Mr. Arch Manning. This is his time to shine. He is the number 1 favorite to win the Heisman, and there are a lot of doubters out there. Myself, I'm a bit on the fence. Do I think that Arch is going to be a good quarterback? Yes, I do, 100%. Do I think he is week 1 right out of the gates with this tough of a matchup on his hands? No, I do not think so. And I think that the Buckeyes go in there. They're minus 2.5. But if I'm going to be honest with you guys, I like the sprinkle on Ohio State minus 6.5. I like the sprinkle on Ohio State minus 9.5. The shoe, it's one of the hardest and most underrated atmospheres to play at in college football. Give me the Buckeyes in this game. And let's move on to the next one. Moving on, we got a very interesting game sitting right here that starts at 11:45 a.m. Central Time. Toledo going into Kentucky against the Wildcats. The Wildcats that are 9.5-point favorites. The over-under for this game, 48.5. And I'm going to keep it simple when I'm talking about Kentucky going into this season in the long run. This team, they are a damn train wreck. We're just going to put it that simple. I think in the SEC, it's not going to be pretty for them. But they're only favored by 9.5 points at home against Toledo. Toledo, I do love their logo. Let me go back to that. I do love their logo. I think that looks sick. But come on now. It's Kentucky minus 9.5 all day. I don't think that this is going to be close. I think they're going to win this game by 4, maybe 5 scores. This should be an easy pick. I don't see us sweating this one bit. This is a simple one. Next game. This is something that we have to talk about for a minute. At 2:30, we have the Alabama Crimson Tide going into Florida State, who themselves, they were an absolute train wreck last year. My God, DJU was absolutely horrible. And ever since just the year, You know what I'm talking about with Florida State a couple years ago, where they got absolutely rinsed from the college football playoff. It has not been fun to be a Florida State fan. Alabama, once again, 13.5-point favorites going into this game. The over-under sitting at 50.5. And I have one thing to say about Alabama. Bama is back. Yeah, last year, they did not make the first ever 12-team college football playoff, which came as a surprise to, at least I believe, all of us out there. Not seeing Alabama in that playoff, it felt weird. Seeing SMU out there instead, which they did deserve it 1,000%. That's not even debatable. But this team this year, they have life. DeBoer is finally building his culture, and it's getting set in stone. They have an unreal recruiting class. Their quarterback this year is Ty Simpson. It's his 4th year at Alabama. He sat on the bench for the last 3. They decided to not go and get some big name, not get anybody else to go in there. We're riding with their guy. I absolutely love that. And Bama, they did lose some decent talent to the NFL, but they brought in a lot of dogs. No offense, Georgia, and no offense to Alabama fans, to replace those players. So this game, I'm going to keep it real simple. And first and foremost, I do think that Florida State will be better this year than they were last year. I think it would be hard to be that bad once again. But give me the Tide minus 13.5. This is where you set the standard for the season. You go into Florida State, which is going to be an absolute madhouse, and you go in there and you give them the business. Alabama minus 13.5. Moving over to 5 o'clock, we have an interesting game right here again. We have Coastal Carolina going into the University of Virginia against the Cavaliers? I believe it's the Cavaliers. I'm like 99% sure. Coastal, they're 12-point dogs in this game. The over-under, it's sitting at 58.5. And Coastal, I feel like every single year, they have themselves a fun and competitive program. And looking at the other side of this, Virginia, yikes. That's the only way I'm going to put it. It's just yikes. On this one, I'm taking Coastal Carolina plus 12. I just think that that's too many points. I see them losing this game by maybe 7 or 10, but I think that they keep it within a 2-touchdown game. Give me what the hell is their mascot? The Chickens? Plus 12. And now we move over to the prime time game of Saturday night. The LSU Tigers going in to visit the Clemson Tigers. LSU being plus 3.5 in this game. The over-under is set at 57.5 points. And honestly, it's not my pick, but if I was going to touch aside that over-under, I am taking the over 100% because this game is going to be a battle of the quarterbacks. 2 Heisman candidates in here. We got Garrett Nussmeier at LSU, Kay Klubnik in Clemson. And when I look at this game and when I look at the spread of this game, I see one thing. I think that this is going to be a nail-biter all the way down to the last second. And I see the reality where this game is won by a game-winning field goal. It doesn't matter which side wins this game. I hate betting the money line in this game. Hate it. Do not touch it. Do not even lay a cent on it. But I am taking LSU plus 3.5 because I think that they keep it a field goal game. Garrett is going to have some fun. So is Cade out there. I think that these defenses are going to be gassed because there's going to be that many points put on the board. But at the end of the day, whoever's going to win this game is the last person to touch the football on offense, and they win by a game-winning field goal. LSU plus 3.5, one of my favorite bets of the weekend. Next game. Now we move over to our last game for Saturday before we go into the college football games on Sunday, where we have Colorado State going into Washington against the Huskies. This is a really interesting one. Washington minus 21.5 here. The over-under sat at 53.5 points. And I'm going to keep it honest here. When I looked at this spread, when I was scrolling through MyBookie, looking through their sports book, that just looks like way too many damn points to me. You're giving them 3 touchdowns, 3 of them. Give me the Colorado State Rams plus 21.5 just to keep it a game. And now we move over to Sunday, but it's not NFL Sunday, not yet. Next weekend we'll be on here. We'll be talking NFL football for Sunday. We got a college football Sunday, and we start off that college football Sunday with Virginia Tech going into 13th ranked South Carolina. South Carolina minus 7.5 in this game. Virginia Tech plus 7.5. The over-under sitting at 52.5. I wish that this game was at Virginia Tech because that place, one of my favorite environments in all of college football. South Carolina, not a knock at them. They're right behind it. Sandstorm, it goes crazy. It gets the fans going. But there's just something special about hearing Enter Sandman playing as they run out the tunnel at Virginia Tech. The whole stadium's bumping. Oh, I absolutely love it. But here, looking into this game, Virginia Tech, I think that they're going to be a competitive program this year. I think they're going to be fun to watch. But when you look at South Carolina, you look at how their season ended last year, I think that they are coming back with absolute vengeance this year. And when you put them in this weird time slot, Sunday, Labor Day weekend, 2 o'clock, I think that this is one of the Gamecocks just go out there and absolutely put belt to ass, to be completely honest with you. I got a -7.5. I think that they win this game by 14 or more. I don't think it's going to be relatively close. Maybe the scoreboard says it's a little bit closer. They win by 10, but I think that South Carolina will be control of this game the entire time from start to finish. And now we take ourselves over to maybe my second favorite game of the weekend, the final college football game that we have to bet. There is one on Monday night, but that pick will be posted on MyBookie socials, on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of them. The Catholics versus the Convicts, one of my favorite rivalries in all of college football as well. Notre Dame going into Miami, a top 10 matchup on Sunday night. What more could you really ask for? What more could you ask for? Notre Dame sitting here -2.5. But I don't want to talk about Notre Dame first. I want to talk about the Miami Hurricanes, because their season completely depends on one man, and that man right there is Mr. Carson Beck. And to be completely honest with you, I kind of like Carson when he was at Georgia, but he still has that one problem. I've seen it from offseason clips. I've seen it from everywhere, that when the pocket just even collapses just a little bit on him, he stresses out. He freaks out. He doesn't know where to throw the ball. He just chucks it up in the air. He doesn't know what to do. I wish that Carson Beck could change this problem. I hope that he's good at Miami. But to be completely honest with you, I just don't believe it that much. And looking at the other side, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, they still have maybe the best running back room in the country. Jeremiah Love is an absolute stud. And Marcus Freeman, I think that he's one of, if not the best college football coaches out there. He's an unbelievable guy, and the resilience of Notre Dame last year after losing to NIU at home to march all the way back, go to the national championship in an ass-kicking fashion, and then they did end up losing the Natty, but it was a hell of a game. And the only question mark around Notre Dame is their quarterback, CJ Carr, a freshman. Is he the guy? Is he going to go out there and do what Riley Leonard did last year so well for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish? I think he does. And I'm taking Notre Dame -2.5 on this game. They're on the road. It's a bit weird that they're -2.5. I really thought that Miami was going to be favored in this matchup. But when you're giving the Irish these points, I think that they win this game by a field goal or more. I could see it being a close one, or I could see Notre Dame absolutely going out there and beating the shit out of the Miami Hurricanes. And that is going to do it for my college football picks. Right here's all of them. We have Ohio State -2.5. We got Kentucky -9.5. Alabama -13.5. We're really taking the favorites early in this day. But then we got Coastal +12.5. We got LSU +3.5. Colorado State +21.5. South Carolina -7.5. And wrapping it all up with Notre Dame -2.5. And once again, we still do have North Carolina TCU on Monday night. Very excited for that game. I'll post that on MyBookie. But right now, I need you all to lock in real quick. We got to bring out our crystal ball. Everybody, look in front of you. Grab that crystal ball. Look at your screen. Rub it. Rub it. Give it a touch. Give it a little sprinkle, just like that. Give it a touch. Start rubbing it. Or a mirror. Go mirror, mirror on the wall. Who are the best NFL teams of them all? We got to talk NFL futures. I am so excited to get into this, and there's no other team that I'd rather start off with than the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Mr. Aaron Rodgers at the helm. If you see under this, I'm wearing my Caleb Williams jersey. I am a Bears fan at the end of the day, and I absolutely hate this man to death, but I do know one thing from watching him my entire life. And even last year on the New York Jets, the Jets sucked. Aaron Rodgers did not. Aaron Rodgers can still sling that rock like anybody's business. And if you try and tell me that he isn't an upgrade to the Pittsburgh Steelers over Justin Fields and Russell Wilson last year, you are just lying to yourself. I think that Aaron is going to have an incredible year with DK Metcalf as his wide receiver one. They got a good offensive line over there. And then we got to talk about the guy and lead into my bet a little bit, Mr. Mike Tomlin. There is one thing that Mike Tomlin has never done in his career as an NFL head coach. And that one thing is never have a losing season. It's truly this simple. Mike Tomlin is going to bring the Steelers to 9 games. Will they probably fall apart after they win 9 games? 1,000%. But there is no way in hell the streak ends this year. There's no way. I bet this bet last year. I bet it the year before. It's fucking perfect. It hits every single time. You take them to go over 500. The Steelers will do it. Maybe they'll get 10 wins and then just fall off a cliff like usual. Thank you so much, Pittsburgh, for the free money. That's the first NFL future we got. On to the next one. We got to talk about Daniel Jones, the starting quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts, and just the Colts in general. I used this same picture earlier, but what are the Colts right now? What do they look like? An absolute fucking train wreck. This team just does not look like they have it figured out whatsoever. The fact that Daniel Jones won the quarterback contest between him and Anthony Richardson absolutely blows my mind. I have no idea what their plan is. And I think that this year, just with some of the decisions being made in Indy right now, I think that they are going to completely implode on themselves. And I like the Colts under 6.5 wins. This is plus money, by the way. I have no idea how this is plus money and how I got plus money on this, but it is 100% worth it. I think that the Colts might get 4 wins this year. I don't see them getting 5. I don't see them getting 6. I especially don't see them getting 7. I think that this whole operation is kind of screwed. The only thing that I'm kind of itching myself when looking at this bet is that their division, besides the Houston Texans, it's a little bit weak. It's a little bit shabby. I mean, the Titans, maybe Cam Ward goes out there and he starts slinging the rock right away. Maybe he has a Jaden Daniels type year. And then I'm sitting here saying, wow, the Colts are absolutely screwed. The Jags, very interesting team going into this year as well. We don't know what's going to happen with them, but maybe they pick up 1 or 2 in the division and 3 more outside of the division. That's all I really see happening. Colts under 6.5 wins. I absolutely love it. Moving on to my third NFL future of the season, we got to talk about the Denver Broncos. The Broncos last year shocked almost everyone. Their defense, phenomenal. Bo Nix out there, rookie of the year candidate. He looked great at quarterback. And I do think that the Broncos are going to be good again as well. But their line for this year is 10.5 wins. 10.5? Do we not feel like that's a bit too many? I think that they get 9. I think that they get 8. And that's why with this pick, I'm going with the Broncos under 10.5 wins. I think that they could get 10. But you're telling me if this team is going to get 11 or 12, there is no way in hell that the Broncos are going out there winning 11 games, especially when you got Kansas City in your division, when you got the Chargers in your division. I think the Raiders are going to be fun this year. They're going to be competitive. There is no way that they are scraping out 11 wins with that schedule. And lastly, for my final NFL future of the year, I have a disclaimer. Do not place this bet yet, because I am talking about a certain team. And if you have looked around anywhere on your social media, on your phone, you have seen the rumors, you have seen everything happen. I'm talking about the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons. The rumors have been swirling with Micah. Where is he going to go? Is he going to stay in Dallas? Is he going to get extended? What the hell is going on? And what the hell is going on in Jerry Jones's head? And to be completely honest with you, I have no idea. Why the hell haven't you paid this man yet? He deserves every single penny of it. And that's why I'm saying do not place this bet yet until Thursday kickoff. If Micah Parsons is traded, disregard every single word I'm about to say. If Micah Parsons is still there and he's suiting up, getting ready to play against Philly on Thursday night, you place this damn bet. I like the Cowboys. I like them a lot. I feel like last year was just a big off year for them. It was kind of gross. I like Dak Prescott as a quarterback. I think he's an absolute stud, a bit underrated in the NFL, and I see way too much shit talked about him. I think that CeeDee Lamb is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, and he's this close to leveling up to that next tier with Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. I know that sounds absolutely crazy to say. I'm crazy high on CD and that defense. Getting Matt Eberflus as their defensive coordinator from a Bears fan who fucking hated him, who wanted him fired as head coach so bad, that is huge. Huge for Dallas. If Eberflus is good at anything, he is a great defensive coordinator. And the one thing Eberflus's defense needs to succeed is a fantastic pass rusher. And that's exactly what he has with Micah Parsons. And for that reason, I am taking the Dallas Cowboys over 8.5 wins this year. I know that their division is really tough. The Giants are kind of meh, but then you look at the Commanders and the Eagles. It's a bit scary. But I think that this Cowboys team, they're going to have some grit. They're going to have some fight in them, especially if Micah stays. But if he doesn't, you do not take this bet. I am not taking this bet. It would be a waste of money that way. But that right there is going to do it. Those are my picks for the college football weekend, week 1, and those are my NFL futures as well. Next week, when we're on here, we're going to be talking about the first NFL Sunday of the season. It's going to be awesome to be on here talking about it with you guys, and also another loaded college football weekend. Thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next Thursday at 3 o'clock Central Time. This is Between the Lines.